Hey guys, welcome to Pharma Palette. Today we will be discussing about the another new topic in the human anatomy and physiology, which is the structure and functions of lymph nodes with the help of a neat label diagram. So coming to the structure of lymph nodes, so these will be looking like a small bean-shaped glands. That means they are the solid structures which will be looking like the clusters, just like grapes. And these lymph nodes will be containing both T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes along with the accessory glands. These lymph nodes will be primarily responsible for supporting the immune response in order to fight against the foreign antigens which are entering the tissues. These are situated in the strategic positions. That means they are present in different locations throughout the body that are mainly useful for filtering the lymph fluid. They are useful for filtering the lymph. And the next one is the lymph channel. So there are many lymph channels in the body. Along the lymph channels, there are approximately 600 lymph nodes will be present, and these are useful for filtering the harmful substances. Let me just repeat you the points. So the lymph nodes, they are the small bean shaped glands. They will be occurring in the form of clusters which look like grapes. And second thing is, these are containing both T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes along with the accessory glands. The primary function is to support the immune response, because whenever a foreign antigen comes to attack the body, this will be supporting to fight against the antigen that is entering the tissue. And these are located in the differential positions throughout the body, which will be useful for filtering the lymph. And these lymph channels are having approximately 600 lymph nodes that are useful for filtering the harmful substances in the body. Now let's try to see the most important part, which is the diagram. Here the lymph flow occurs, and this outer part we will be calling it as a capsule, and also this part we will be calling it as the lymphatic nodule. And these are the pink colored structures which are together, they are called as cortex. And here there is a valve, so this is called as valve. So this innermost part is called as the medulla, and this blue colored part we will be calling it as a vein. This red colored part we will be calling it as artery. And here these red and blue colored parts we will be calling it as the blood capillaries. Here these two we will be calling it as the efferent lymphatic vessels. And here this one is called as the efferent lymphatic vessels. In between these lymphatic nodules, so these spaces will be there. So these areas we will be calling it as trabeculae. And also from the artery it will be getting entered, from the vein it comes outside. Efferent means it goes inside, efferent means it comes outside. This complete structure we will be calling it as a lymph node. And here this green colored outer part we will be calling it as the capsule. And inside there are these violet colored structures with the pink colored one. Together they are called as cortex, and it is called as the lymphatic nodule. And there are two lymphatic vessels here. So one is efferent, one is efferent. The only difference is, in the efferent lymphatic vessel, the flow is towards inside, and in the efferent lymphatic vessels, the flow is towards outside. And the innermost part we will be calling it as medulla. outer part we will be calling it as a cortex. And here we have red and blue colored structures, which are the blood capillaries that are present in the lymphatic nodules. So this red colored one is called as artery and the blue colored one is called as vein. The gaps in between the lymphatic nodules, we will be calling it as the trabeculae. So this is the complete structure of the lymph node. So let us see what are some other remaining points in this. So after drawing the diagram, what all points you will be including? First thing is the lymph node. As mentioned in the diagram, this will be having the middle medulla part and the outer cortex part. This cortex part is having two lymphocytes. One is T and one is B lymphocytes. This B lymphocytes will be getting matured completely in the bone marrow, whereas the T lymphocytes will be exiting the bone marrow in the immature form, and then they get matured in the thymus gland. And already in the diagram we have seen that there are two vessels, one is efferent and efferent. Efferent means the flow will be towards inside, efferent means the flow will be towards outside. And also the size of the lymph node will be 2 to 10 mm. They are spherical in their shape and also they are encapsulated. So all the points which we are discussing now are present in the diagram, will be understood if you see the diagram. So that means initially this complete lymph node will be surrounded by the fibrous capsule, and also beneath the structure there is a trabecular structure. And this lymph node, they are made up of reticular and lymphatic tissues. That means they contains both lymphocytes and macrophages. There is a middlemost there is an outer cortex part which is having many follicles. So whenever the antigen gets stimulated in the body, they will be getting enlarged, and these follicles, they are containing the B cells and also the dendritic cells. So where are the T cells present then? Then in the paracortical cells the T cells will be present. Almost 4 to 5 efferent vessels will be present in one lymph node that will be passing the lymph from the node, and only one efferent vessel will be responsible for draining the lymph away from that node. And it is also having a concave surface, and that concave surface we will be calling it as a hilum. That is where both artery and vein will be seen in the diagram. So depending upon the position, the lymph nodes may be superficial or they can be deep. So many lymph nodes, they will be present in the neck region, under the arms, they are present in the collarbone. So in these different regions the lymph nodes will be present. Now let us see the most important part, which is the functions of the lymph nodes. The first thing is this is useful for filtering the lymph. Before getting into the bloodstream, this will be filtering the lymph. Second thing is almost 99% of the pathogens, like it can be toxins, bacteria, they will be completely removed from the body. And these are mainly useful for giving the protection to the vital organs that are present in the body. And as mentioned earlier, these are developed from the reticular and lymphoid tissues. Whatever may be the antibodies or antitoxins, both antibodies and antitoxins, they are formed from the lymph nodes only. So that means the points to be included are, in the functions, they are useful for filtering the lymph before it gets returned into the bloodstream. 99% of pathogens will be getting removed from the body, and these will be useful for protecting the vital organs in the body. They are mainly developed from the reticular and lymphoid tissues. Both antibodies and antitoxins, they are formed by the cells of these lymph nodes only. And also their primary role is mainly to filter. So the main role is to filter the lymph and then produce an immune response against the antigens. That is a main function which we have discussed it earlier. So that is all about the structure and functions of lymph nodes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Pharma Palette.